Hello YouTubers, Max18363 here, and this is part 22 of my Quake 4 playthrough, narrated as always. Well, most of the time anyway. Excuse me. So we've reached the Putrification Centre, or something like that, whatever that means. I guess you could say it's sort of a way of processing and disposing of some of their waste and what have you. And a good chunk of this level, as you can see here, is basically this conveyor belt of sorts, and you have to dodge and evade all kinds of obstacles and stuff along the way. And I will confess I do quick save quite a lot during this first part, just to keep me right, just to make sure nothing untoward happens. There are a few sections where you can sort of jump off the track or conveyor belt just very briefly, and it's kind of worth doing that. I mean, you saw me sort of nabbing some slugs for the railgun there, and of course there's some armour and health and stuff. So there's quite a bit of health and armour kicking around. So, you know, there should be enough to get you through this if you do take some damage. There's all kinds of things like saws and needles and stuff that will try and prod you a bit further on, and this bit's not too bad, just wait for it to clear and then just leg it. That's nothing to worry about.
Viper Squad, this is HQ. A group of Conan Marines have been located in your area.
So yeah, it's interesting to get some,
Viper Squad is en route now to help.
I suppose you could say we're sort of platforming a bit here. I remember Quake 2 had a lot more of this kind of, you know, like this kind of stuff, like having to, when I say platforming, that's just kind of my word for, you know, you have to like jump from one place to another, climb up into things, and you know, stuff like that. Quake 2 had a lot more of that. I mean, Quake 4 seems a bit more action focused. But Quake 2, and I remember like some of the levels were just really brilliantly designed from that game. I remember one particular level in Quake 2. I think it was one of the secret levels actually, if I recall, and it was basically.
Studying this facility. Somehow the strogg are able to break the stride down into pure enzymes.
It was basically, wasn't like a space level, but just like a very low gravity kind of level. Remember, it was sort of like you got teleported onto a ship or something that was like hovering above stroggs or something like that, and there wasn't too much gravity on the ship, so like you could jump up like really, really high, but also very, very slowly, if that makes sense, and you could sort of float around to an extent. It was just a really cool level. And there was quite a lot of, you know, you had to sort of try and time your jumps to get up to higher places, to get to extra ammunition, and just stuff like that, you know. Remember there was a lot of having to jump from, you know, place to place and some of the other levels, and just, I thought it was really good. As long as it's not overdone. I mean, it can get a bit frustrating if some games over-rely on it, but it can be good just to sort of break up the action of it. So I actually thought that this was... yeah, I mean, I kind of appreciated this section getting put in. Just a few minutes of just, you know, it's not that exciting, but it just broke up the action just a little bit. It was good. So no, I definitely appreciated this part. Also remembered from Quake 2 how it used to, like, there was a button that you could bring up that would tell you what your objectives and stuff, and in the corner it would tell you how many enemies there were in the level. I always found that funny. And I think it told you how many secret areas there were as well. I'll tell you, some of those secret areas were a bugger to find, like. Sometimes these secret areas would lead on to secret levels, like I just said, like that spaceship there. guess the point that I'm trying to make here is that, you know, this is from my observations of Quake 2, is that, you know, you can make a game linear or kind of like in a setting where there's only really one way that you can go, but you can still make it interesting, like Quake 2 did. And I really liked the kind of hub-style level system that they had. I remember, like, all the levels were, I think they were called acts or units or something like that. I think there was 8 of them, they had so many levels. So say you go to like unit 2 or 3, that would, you know, the first level of that would be like the main level, but you would have to go off into other levels before you finish that level to go and get a key card to unlock a door, and then you'd need to go into like another level to get another key or something like that, and then come back to the first level. And you know, there was like, I thought that was really good, that, and you know, the Tomb Raider games used that quite a lot as well, you know, just this kind of hub style system, and I really liked it. Just generally the levels, I find them quite interesting. I liked the way they were designed. There was Quake 4 at times. I mean, graphically, yeah, it's kind of... Even for 2011 standards, it doesn't look too bad, but... It looked really awesome when it came out, like 2005, you know, I thought graphically it was pretty good. Maybe not Crisis level, but it was still pretty good. And I just felt sometimes games like Quake 4 and Doom 3 to an extent were a bit too focused on the graphics. Don't get me wrong, I still really liked Doom 3, but I sometimes feel that there's too much emphasis on graphics, sometimes at the expense of creating interesting levels and interesting gameplay. So yeah, I'm getting a bit of a kick in here. That little dude with a hyper blaster, I mean, I couldn't figure out how I was getting hit because I was crouched behind the crate. I didn't realise that he was standing literally on the other side of the same crate, you know. So I guess my head must have been just sticking out or something. And then that railgun just totally annihilates me. So yeah, I have to backtrack for a bit of armour here, I think. But yeah, I think that's just kind of the main point that I wanted to make for this video, is that I sometimes wish... I mean, I do play the Call of Duties and stuff as well, but, you know, a lot of other shooters. That is kind of my preferred format. I do prefer kind of action/shooters. I just sometimes wish developers would just spend a bit more time making the actual level design a bit more interesting. Like I say, the kind of hub-style level of having to go in between lots of levels, I think that works, you know, that was used in Tomb Raider and Quake 2 used it, and, you know, I liked it, you know, and it helped to make you feel like you were in a real place, and not just an endless corridor with hundreds of locked doors that never open. So, food for thought. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you again soon.